Imagine staring into the night sky on a clear evening, seeing countless twinkling stars and feeling a sense of wonder. But what if I told you that what you're seeing is just the tiniest fraction of reality, a single grain of sand on an endless beach that stretches beyond imagination? Today, we're diving into revelations from the James Webb Space Telescope that have reshaped how we understand our place in the cosmos. Not just beautiful pictures, these are windows into a universe so vast, so ancient, and so filled with the unknown that it can genuinely feel overwhelming, even terrifying. Stick with me until the end, because by the time we're done, you'll never look at the night sky the same way again. We'll explore the mind-bending scale JWST has unveiled, share real stories of how this knowledge has impacted scientists and everyday people, and uncover a powerful lesson about humility, curiosity, and what it means to be human in an infinite expanse. Let's launch into the depths of space. For decades, the Hubble Space Telescope was our best eye on the universe. It captured iconic images like the Hubble Deep Field, a tiny sliver of sky revealing thousands of galaxies. But Hubble had limitations, especially in infrared wavelengths needed to see through cosmic dust and peer back to the universe's earliest epochs. Enter the James Webb Space Telescope, a technological marvel launched in 2021 after years of delays and billions in investment. With its massive 6.5-meter gold-coated mirror and advanced infrared instruments, JWST can detect light from objects formed just a few 100 million years after the Big Bang. That's like looking back almost to the beginning of time itself. In my view, what makes JWST revolutionary isn't just its technical specs. It's how it forces us to confront scales that break our brains. Hubble showed us a universe of billions of galaxies. JWST is showing us that even in what we thought were empty patches, there are layers upon layers more. It's like zooming into a pixel on your screen and discovering an entire hidden city inside it. Personal insight. I've always been fascinated by astronomy, but studying JWST's early releases made me realize how much our perception is limited by our biology and technology. We evolved on a small planet orbiting an average star. Our senses aren't wired for cosmic distances measured in light years. JWST acts as a prosthetic eye, extending our vision into realms we could barely dream of. Yet, this extension brings discomfort. The more we see, the smaller we feel. Is that terror? Or is it awe in disguise? Let's try to wrap our heads around the numbers, even though they resist easy comprehension. Our observable universe spans roughly 93 billion light-years in diameter. Within it, there are an estimated 2 trillion galaxies. That's 2 trillion. Many of those galaxies contain 100 to 400 billion stars each. Multiply that out, and you're talking about septillions of stars. For perspective, if you counted 1 star per second, it would take you longer than the age of the universe to count them all. JWST's deep field images take this further. In areas of sky smaller than a grain of rice held at arm's length, it has revealed thousands of galaxies, many from when the universe was less than 5% of its current age. These aren't just fuzzy blobs. Detailed spectroscopy shows their chemical compositions, star formation rates, and even hints of how supermassive black holes grew so quickly in the early cosmos. But here's where it gets terrifying for many: the vast emptiness. Between galaxies lie voids spanning hundreds of millions of light-years. Our Milky Way is part of a local group, which is part of a larger supercluster. But zoom out enough, and these structures look like fragile foam bubbles in an ocean of nothing. Light from the most distant objects we see has been traveling for over 13 billion years, meaning we're seeing them as they were when the universe was young. Some of those galaxies may no longer even exist in the form we observe. They've merged, evolved, or been consumed. My personal analysis: this scale isn't just big, it's existentially disruptive. In everyday life, we measure success by local metrics: career, relationships, a nice home. Yet JWST reminds us that Earth is a mote in a sunbeam, as Carl Sagan famously put it. Extending that, our entire solar system, even our galaxy, is insignificant on cosmic charts. Does that diminish us? Or does it liberate us? I lean toward the latter. If the universe is this grand, Our small acts of kindness, creativity, and exploration gain meaning precisely because they're rare and precious against the backdrop of cold vastness. To make this visceral, let's ground it in human experiences. Consider the story of a young astrophysicist I read about who was part of the JWST early release science team. After analyzing one particularly deep image packed with ancient galaxies, she reportedly spent days in quiet reflection, struggling with what she called cosmic insignificance syndrome. She described driving home one night, looking up at the stars, and feeling a wave of vertigo, not fear of falling, but fear of the endless fall into space. It wasn't depression, it was a profound shift. She channeled it into better public outreach, helping others process the emotional weight of these discoveries rather than just the data. Another relatable example comes from amateur astronomers and stargazers worldwide. Take a hobbyist in a rural area who, after watching JWST press conferences, set up their telescope for a deep sky session. Instead of feeling empowered, they felt overwhelmed by how little their equipment, or human eyes, could capture compared to JWST. One shared online how it made family camping trips more meaningful. We pointed out constellations, but now we talk about what lies beyond them, the trillions of other worlds where maybe someone else is looking back. Closer to home, think about moments of personal scale shock. Have you ever stood on a mountaintop or at the edge of the ocean and felt tiny? Multiply that by 1 billion. A friend of mine, after a tough breakup, turned to space documentaries. Learning about JWST's view of merging galaxies, where entire systems collide and birth new stars amid chaos, helped reframe her pain. If galaxies can smash together and create beauty, she said, maybe my small life can too. These stories show that the terrifying scale isn't paralyzing. It can be transformative when we integrate it personally. In my own life, during a period of uncertainty about career direction, I spent nights pondering JWST images. The realization that our planet has orbited its star 4.5 billion times, while light from distant galaxies traveled to us, created a strange calm. Problems that felt massive shrank against cosmic time. It's not about dismissing human struggles. They're real and important on our scale, but gaining perspective that prevents despair. Building on the data, let's add layers of analysis. JWST hasn't just shown scale, it's challenged theories. The early universe appears to have more massive, well-formed galaxies than some models predicted, suggesting star and galaxy formation happened faster than expected. This impossible early galaxies puzzle highlights how much we still don't know. The universe might be far more dynamic and surprising than we assumed. Philosophically, the terror often stems from two sources: isolation and potential. Isolation because, despite the numbers, intelligent life might be exceedingly rare. The Fermi paradox amplified by vast distances. Potential because, with so many planets, trillions upon trillions inhabitable zones possibly, the odds favor other life, other civilizations, or even post-biological intelligences that have long since moved beyond our comprehension. My added insight: rather than pure terror, I see an invitation to intellectual humility and bold exploration. Humanity has always pushed boundaries, from sailing unknown oceans to splitting the atom. JWST represents the next step, using technology to confront our cosmic smallness and respond with wonder rather than withdrawal. It also underscores sustainability on Earth. If this pale blue dot is our only home for the foreseeable future, given interstellar travel's immense challenges, preserving it becomes a cosmic imperative, not just an environmental one. Consider the multiverse ideas some physicists entertain, our universe as one bubble in an infinite foam. If true, the scale becomes literally endless. Terrifying? Yes, if you dwell on meaninglessness. Liberating? Absolutely, if you embrace the freedom to define your own purpose. So, what's the ultimate takeaway from JWST's revelations about the true scale of the universe? The universe is terrifyingly vast, but that vastness doesn't erase our significance. It magnifies the importance of how we choose to live within it. In a cosmos of incomprehensible size and age, every moment of connection, every act of discovery, every expression of creativity is a defiant spark of meaning. Don't let the scale crush you. Let it expand your perspective. Stay curious Ask big questions. Treat our fragile planet and each other with care, because against the infinite, rarity itself is precious. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the stars.